Purim time, everyone. So, I can tell you a nice vart from the Sefer Aperion, written by Shlomo Ganzfried. See, what's he famous for? What else did he write? The Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Pasuk says that Mistama, it's Mordechai and Esther. Who else would it could have been? They were Masakin in the days of Mordechai and Esther and Haman, Meshach Manos, Matanas Evyonim. Right? So the Pasuk first mentions Meshach Manos and then mentions Matanas Evyonim. L'chayra, the opposite should have been the order. Because Matanas Evyonim is considered more chashuv. As the Rambam tells us, Mutav lehabos b'Matanas Evyonim than to give money for Meshach Manos. If you set aside how much money you're going to spend on Purim, the Miami Purim Fund, most of it should be for Matanas Evyonim. What's left over should be a little bit for Meshach Manos, for your neighbors, your kids, Rebbe and Mora, and all that. And then, a little bit left over for the meal. But the main mitzvah is Matanas Evyonim. So why did the Pasuk reverse the order than he probably should have written? You hear the question, Svi?
Yes.
Good question.
It should have said, Umatanas Evyonim, Umshlayach Manos Leshnareya.
Very good. For those that didn't get the last couple of minutes. Shkoyach. In a nutshell, you summarized the question very well. So now, Shlomo Ganzfried says the night teretz. The Gemara tells us in Brachos that when the Beis HaMikdash was around, they brought kabbanos to be mechaper. When there's no Beis HaMikdash, what do? A person's table is mechaper. It's not the table, the mahogany wood and all that. No, it's the fact that you feed poor people and you do mitzvos on the table. You make a siyum, you do you do a bris, you do a sudas mitzvah, but it's primarily talking about giving food to people who can afford it, or to have a yosem l'amana at your table on Shabbos and Yom Tov, and to do chesed and tzedakah with your table. That's going to be mechaper just like korbanos. Now Mistavra says the Shlomo Ganzfried, they realized during the days of the Gzera, they don't have a Beis HaMikdash. So how are they going to get rid of the Gzera? The Gzera to kill all the Jews came because they did Averos. Well, if the Averos are still there and they're not atoned for, the Gzera is still going to be around. So they made a cheshbon. We're going to give a lot of tzedakah, and that will work instead of the korbanos, as the Gemara tells us, and therefore the Gzera will go away, which Baruch Hashem it did. So they realized that since the Gzera went away because of the tzedakah that they did, so they decided, you know what? We're going to be Masakin. We're going to establish that you should give tzedakah on Purim to thank Hashem for the fact that it was the tzedakah that we gave in Purim time is what saved us from the Gzera. What's the best way to have tzedakah to be? Is to do it in a way not to embarrass the poor person. That's why Matan B'Seser. That's why giving tzedakah in private is the best. That the recipient doesn't know who the giver was, and the giver doesn't know who the recipient was. But why? Who cares? There it says, not to embarrass the ani. So says Shlomo Ganzfried, that's why Mordechai and Esther were Mesakin Meshach Manos altogether. Why is there Indian Meshach Manos Biklal? The answer is, because it's a day when everybody gives everybody stuff. So when you see the rabbi going to the house of Yaakov, giving him food packages for the Suda, you won't know whether or not it's just Meshach Manos or Matanas Evyonim. Beautiful idea. So the whole idea behind Meshach Manos is for Matanas Evyonim to be mahader in the mitzvah of Matanas Evyonim. That's why the pasuk puts together two of them all together. But why are them in the same pasuk? The Sudas Purim is not in that pasuk. Reading the Megillah is not in that pasuk. They're all the mitzvahs Hayon. If you look at Shulchan Aruch, the Shulchan Aruch lumps together all the Mishanim, they all lump together all the different mitzvahs Hayon. Why are those two the same pasuk? And furthermore, to answer the original question, why is Meshach Manos first? Because Meshach Manos is a Hakdama, it's an introduction to Matanas Evyonim. The reason why they were Misaki and Meshach Manos all together is to be Mahader, is to beautify and to honor the mitzvah of Matanas Evyonim. By honoring the poor person, by nobody knowing the fact that he's tackling the recipient of Matanas Evyonim. And people will think that he might be getting Meshach Manos is a way how to be Mekayim the mitzvah in the best way. A beautiful novel idea from Rav Shlomo Gansfried, why Bechlal there's a concept of Mishach Manos on Purim. Let's learn from this the idea to not only do the mitzvos, but to be mechaber people as much as we can. A good Shabbos and a Feichem Purim.